Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, I'm going to be discussing with you guys what I'm beginning to refer to as the quote-unquote new building meta in Fortnite Battle Royale. I believe that over the past few weeks, there have been a wave of new gameplay changes that have seriously impacted the way build battle engagements work in Fortnite. I'm going to be breaking down these gameplay changes in detail with an emphasis on what they mean for how build battles are going to work going forward, as well as providing some tips that I believe will really help you guys adapt and succeed to this new meta. My hope is that although the gameplay changes may not seem glaringly obvious, you guys will really start to notice in-game the points that I bring up in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so in my opinion, there are three gameplay changes that more than anything else have impacted the way build battle engagements work in Fortnite. And the first one that we're going to be discussing in this video today is the addition of the Playground Ltm in Fortnite. Now this happened about 2 weeks ago, and actually as we stand right now, Playground is no longer in Fortnite because Epic is apparently making some small tweaks and then bringing it back as a permanent time game mode. And this is a really good thing for Fortnite and just build battling in general, because this is the first time we've ever had a sandbox mode in Fortnite. Kind of surprised it took like 9 months for Epic to eventually add it into the game, but overall the reviews have been positive. It's an awesome thing, and it has actually impacted the way build battles work. Now the most obvious effect of the Playground Ltm being added to Fortnite is that just in general, the building skills of the average player has improved over the past few weeks since the introduction of the game mode. This may not be something that's glaringly obvious, and obviously there's not any possibility of having like stats to back it up, but trust me, as someone that's played a lot of Fortnite, and as my friends who also play a lot of Fortnite have said, it seems like people have miraculously become better builders over the past 2 weeks, even though Fortnite's been out as a game for like 9 or 10 months now. And that is all due to Playground Ltm. It's always been possible to practice building by like landing in Wailing Woods or Moisty Mire in an LTM, but it's never been this easy. With the ability to have your own private game with 10 times materials and the ability to build battle your friends whenever you want for as long as you want, it's just in general increased the overall building skill of the average player in Fortnite. Now, you may think this means that more build battles are going to last a lot longer and go to the sky, and you're going to need 10,000 materials and you need to be prepared to have a build battle for like 10 minutes long. But another hidden side effect of the Playground Ltm that I'm starting to really notice a lot more as I get into these build battles in game is the fact that now more than ever, players are recognizing incredibly quickly when they've actually lost build battles. And let me tell you what that means real quick. About 2 or 3 months ago, I would get so many kills back in like March and April and even May by building, getting high ground on someone, and then they would panic, they wouldn't exactly know what to do, so they would try to reestablish high ground by rushing up to me like a chicken with its head cut off. I mean, seriously, just straight up ramping right into my face, and I'd double pump them or AR them or SMG them or whatever and kill them because they made such a foolish play by just rushing right up to me. What I'm noticing now is that because of the experience that Playground Ltm has given so many of these average or decent players, as soon as I outbuild someone, instead of them making a horrible play and just rushing up to me cluelessly, what they're going to do is drop down and either turtle in the middle of my base or drop all the way to the bottom and try to shoot it out. And that's where the two other major gameplay changes come into effect. There's one that's super obvious that a lot of you guys are probably thinking in your head right now, and another one that's a little less obvious. So first off, let's discuss the less obvious one, and that is the editing change that was also added into Fortnite like the Playground Ltm a few weeks ago. If you guys don't know what I'm referring to, maybe you forgot, editing used to be transparent. Whenever you were about to make an edit, before you confirmed it, you were able to see through whatever piece you were editing. Now, after the patch, that's no longer the case. Anything you're editing is now opaque or grayed out, and you can no longer see through it. This has made turtling so much more powerful than it used to be. Before the patch to the transparency of editing, it was so easy to clear out turtlers. All you had to do was start at the top of your base and clear out from top to bottom one level at a time by pre-checking with the transparency, going down level by level until you found the turtler, lining up a headshot, confirming the edit, and killing him before he even knew what hit him. But now with it not being see-through and being totally grayed out, it's a lot harder to clear level by level because you're playing a really risky game if you're just consistently dropping down level by level, because if you don't check one dark corner and he happens to be sitting in there, well then you're probably dead 9 times out of 10. So turtling has become much more powerful with this small change that you guys probably didn't even know played such a major part in build battles. The second and much more obvious change that has absolutely rocked the meta of build battling in Fortnite was the explosives buff that also happened a few weeks ago. I actually held off on making this video for about a week simply because I was so confident that the explosives were going to be reverted back to how they were before the buff in this new Season 5 Patch 5.0, but unfortunately that is not the case and they are still as overpowered as ever. What the explosives buff basically did to the build battle meta is it changed the strategy of losing a build fight, dropping to the bottom and trying to shoot out the structure from something that newbie players did that ended up getting them killed and laughed at more than anything else in build battles, to literally what is the #1 meta strategy once you've lost a build battle now in Fortnite. What used to be a 30-second job in a long build battle of dropping to the bottom and shooting out like 6 ramps, 3 walls, and 2 floor pieces, which would take like 4 or 5 clips of an AR and would literally take, like I said, 30 seconds to do, can now be accomplished with literally 1 or 2 C4s, maybe 2 or 3 clinger grenades. Explosives are just at a really bad point in the meta right now, and they're basically making it so that you need to totally be aware at all times of how high you are and who is around you in every single build battle you get into. I compare it to like a quarterback in the NFL. If you guys watch a lot of football, you've probably heard the commentator say at some point something along the lines of he needs to have a mental clock in his head. And what that means is that the quarterback needs to know once he snaps the ball, he needs to get rid of it in, 2.5, 3, maybe 4 seconds, because if he doesn't, he's surely going to get sacked. It's now turned into the same thing in Fortnite. If you get into a build battle, you literally need to think at the beginning of every build battle in your head, alright, I need to get this over with in 30, 45 seconds, maybe a minute, because if I don't have this guy killed or I'm not at the bottom of the structure in a minute, someone from somewhere is going to roll up with an RPG or a clinger grenade or a C4 and blow the bottom of the structure up and make us fall from 200 meters. And I don't care if you're Ninja or Tfue or Myth or better than all 3 of them combined times 10, if you fall 200 meters in Fortnite, you're dead no matter who you are. Another important tip that you guys really need to learn to implement into your game that's more important than ever now in build battles because of these changes is knowing when to build and knowing when to shoot. It may sound like a fairly simple concept, but hear me out here. A mistake that I see so many players making in build battles is they'll be maybe 2 or 3 levels of high ground above a player, and what they'll do is, for whatever reason, continue to build. I'm guessing they're thinking in their head, alright, I'm only 2 or 3 levels higher than this guy, but I'm a better builder. I want to get like 7 levels higher than him so I can just continually rain down fire once I'm that much higher up than him, and he needs to build himself all the way up to me. Now, what is flawed about this line of thinking is, first off, you don't need to go that high to kill someone. You don't need to be 7 levels higher than someone in a build battle to kill them. You're basically just going to end up wasting materials. And second off, the way build battles work now, what that player, if he's smart, is going to see if you're getting more than like 4 or 5 levels of high ground above him is, alright, I lost this build battle, let me drop to the ground and either turtle, run away, or shoot this guy out. So what you need to learn how to do and prioritize more than anything else in build fights is, once you have, say, that 2 or 3 levels of high ground, going for shotgun shots or SMG shots or whatever close range weapon you're using. 2 or 3 levels of high ground is enough to where this guy is going to push up towards you. He's either going to ramp up or wall up or floor piece up somehow, some way, and he is going to be vulnerable. That is what makes high ground so good in Fortnite. Unless they're literally the best builder in the world, they're going to be opening themselves up to being shot from some angle, especially if you're like 2 or 3 levels above them. So it's your job to find those angles where you can get shots off on the person and hopefully hit them along the way. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't just keep shooting at the guy if you're 2 or 3 levels ahead of him to the point where he's now going to be able to build up and get high ground over you, even if you end up hitting 1 or 2 of those shotgun shots, because now the fight has turned in his favor since he has the high ground now. How you want to play it is, let's say for example you're 3 levels of high ground above somebody in a build fight. Get off maybe 2 or 3 shotgun shots as he continues to build up to you, hopefully land like at least 1 or 2 of them, and as soon as he's maybe 1 level below you, or you're confident in your building and he's on your level and you know for a fact you can outbuild him from a level playing field, then you resume your building until you again have 2 or 3 levels of high ground over him, and just repeat that process over and over again until you hit enough shots to kill him. Or if he goes down to turtle or drops to the bottom of the structure, you make whatever play feels right to finish him off, whether that be shooting him from the high ground, dropping down with him to kill him, or just calling out for a teammate to finish him off since he's probably super weak and your teammate can easily get him. So the fact of the matter is, this really is the new building meta in Fortnite Battle Royale. You can't build too high because you're going to get shot out. It's now all about efficiency and timing when it comes to killing people in build fights, and it's not just the noobs doing this, going to the bottom and shooting it out. You're even seeing it at the pro level in the Playground 1v1s. If someone loses a build fight, they're not going to waste all of their mats to go up and try to fight an unwinnable battle. They're going to go to the bottom and shoot it out. They probably don't have explosives because those are banned in most Playground 1v1s, but if they weren't, I guarantee you they would use them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.